Whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today. Today we'll be talking about the newest Pokemon Go event for Valentine's Day, which is going to bring a bunch of Pokemon spawns to the game, as well as switch things up from the previous event, the Lunar event. The raid bosses have been switched up. There's a double candy event, and there's some brand new shiny Pokemon in the game, which are pretty awesome as well. And I'm actually really excited for this edition for shiny Pokemon, so we'll talk about everything in this video. So for those who didn't know, the Valentine's Day rolled out yesterday on February 13th. It's going to be going until the 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern time or 1 Pacific time, and it's basically featuring increased spawns of pink colored Pokemon: Hoppip, Clefairy, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Chauncey, etc. Those Pokemon are going to spawn at a higher rate. Now, of the Pokemon that are going to be spawning at more frequency, the main one that is shiny is going to be Love Disc. Now, shiny Love Disc is yellow. You'll be able to find that in the wild by just clicking on all the Love Discs. So if you're looking for a shiny Love Disc, this is probably going to be one of your better opportunities to try to get one, just because the spawns are enhanced so much. In terms of wild shinies, there's nothing off the top of my head that I can think of that you're going to be able to find, but we're going to talk a little bit about the new shinies that were added to the game, which were added to the egg pools rather. So either way, pink Pokemon such as Clefairy, Hoppip, Love Disc, you're going to get new pink Pokemon from 7K eggs. Pink Pokemon like Chauncey and Porygon will appear in raid battles, and then the big bonuses are the double catch candy, which is pretty cool. So for every Pokemon you capture, you're gonna get 6 candies instead of 3, where evolutions will give you more, and if you PONYTA, you'll get 12. Now, one thing I want to mention is for those of you guys who have been doing your Meltan boxes, trying to get a shiny Meltan or stocking up on Meltan candy, this is a really good opportunity to do those Meltan boxes. So try to fit in as many Meltan boxes as you can over the next week or so. You're gonna get double candy on those. So if you're PONYTAing every Meltan, you'll get 12 candy every single time, which means you can net out to over 210, 240 candy or 20 candy or so every single Meltan box, and within the week you should actually be able to get enough candy for Melmetal. So if you're someone out there who has not done Meltan yet, now is a really good time to get on that. Double catch candy, and again, the lure modules are going to last for the 6 hours during the duration of this event. Now, I was trying to be smart about things here, and I left some of my eggs open, so you can see Adventure Sync has kind of helped me out here. I've got some 7K eggs here. I'm using the quick incubators because there are some new Pokemon in 7K eggs, and that's really going to be the big takeaway here, is the newest Pokemon from 7Ks, which are going to be, first and foremost, Smoochum. Shiny Smoochum is now available, and this is the only way to get Shiny Jynx is to use Shiny Smoochum. So you can get Shiny Smoochum through eggs, which means that the 7K egg pool is your best shot at getting a shiny. I have not gotten a shiny through the 7K eggs yet, but there's a really good chance to get one with Elekid and Magby and let me think here. Well, now Smoochum. I'm going to mention another one that was just added is Cleffa. Cleffa, the pre-evolution of Clefairy and Clefable, is now available to be shiny. That one's pretty obvious because it's got those nice green ears. Smoochum's just a lighter color pink, so it's kind of hard to tell, like a very lavender color. Very hard to tell those two shinies, or Smoochum and Jynx rather, but Why Not is also another Pokemon in the egg pool that can be shiny. So a lot of the baby Pokemon can hatch shinies. So if you're looking to get shinies in Pokemon Go, doing the 7K eggs is generally going to be one of your better bets, simply because those Pokemon, again, do hatch at a pretty high frequency for shinies. It's estimated to be about a 1 in 50 chance to get a shiny through eggs from the baby Pokemon. So I can tell you, I've pretty much only hatched 7K eggs mostly over the last 2 months, and again, I've struck out hardcore, but now that Smoochum and Cleffa are added, it just adds another couple shots at it, because I've hatched so many Smoochums and Cleffas that weren't shiny. Now they have a chance to be shiny, so just really good stuff all around there. So 2 brand new shinies there. We've also got Happiny, which is the pre-evolution of Chauncey, and Blissey has been added to the 7K egg group. Now, for those who don't know, Chauncey and Blissey are 2 of the top defenders in the game for putting in gyms. They're very bad in raids, but they're very good defending gyms because of how much bulk they have. So in this case, getting a Happiny is going to be really vital for your decks, but it's also going to be really clutch to get a good Chauncey or good Blissey for those defenders. I personally have yet to get a good Blissey, so this is a really good opportunity to try to get on that. And I would venture to guess that Happiny right now is going to be hatching at a relatively decent frequency. However, I feel like after this event is over, the chance of getting one, it's probably going to plummet quite a bit. So I would definitely try to get those 7Ks loaded up. You can get those incubators rocking and hopefully get yourself a Happiny or maybe a shiny Smoochum or a shiny Cleffa. You can let me know in the comment section below if you've had any luck with those. I know the event just dropped, so definitely a little early on here. Now, in terms of other information that I think is pretty crucial, we got a new Spinda form. Spinda is available with a new Spinda form. There is a heart-shaped Spinda. There's a quest associated with it. I believe it's make 5 great throws in a row. If I'm not mistaken, we'll get you this heart Spinda. I think it's Spinda form number 9. There is a shiny version of this that's in the coding. It's got a broken heart, but I don't believe it's been confirmed that it's out. So it may just be in the code files. I don't believe it's actually out yet. Time will tell on that one. Lastly, in terms of this event, we've got there's also a few new quests. I think there's like a catch 20 love disc quest where you can catch 20 love discs and get yourself a Chauncey, some things like that. But one of the bigger takeaways is going to be your raid bosses. So there's a little bit of a raid shakeup. Palkia is still sitting at tier 5. For those who don't know, Palkia is a very, very good water dragon Pokemon. It can be difficult to take down, but you usually can beat it with 4 or 5 good players. I've seen people 2-man it, I guess, but you know, Palkia is pretty powerful. Good dragon, definitely worth getting. I know for me, we've had a lot of windy weather lately, so those weather boosted Palkias are pretty nice. Going into tier 4, you'll see Togetic there, Typhlosion, Tyranitar, and then Absol. Absol being a chance to be shiny, so I would definitely try to grab those Absol raids. Generally a relatively good chance to get a shiny Absol there. Tier 3 is going to be the biggest one that gets shaken up is Chauncey, Porygon, Flaffy, Ninetales, and Miltank. We just saw an influx of Miltanks through that lunar event, so not super exciting there. If I'm being totally honest, like getting a Miltank is kind of like whatever, but they are there. But really the big takeaway is the Chauncey and the Porygon. Obviously, Chauncey, as I mentioned earlier, evolving into Blissey being one of the premier defenders for gyms, but Porygon evolving into Porygon Z, which is a pretty powerful normal type attacker and just a really cool Pokemon in my opinion in general. So if you're looking to grab a Porygon Z with those Sinnoh Stones, definitely recommend trying to stock up there. You can grab yourself some Sinnoh Stones, get that Porygon, evolve it up to Porygon Z. Tier 2, you're looking at Licky Tongue, which is kind of cool because Licky is available through Sinnoh Stones. So if you need some candy, double candy event, that's pretty clutch. Electrode's kind of random. Magmar, which is good for Magmortar. Slowbro, also kind of random, but I guess it's pink. And then Curlia, which, I mean, I guess there's a lot of speculation that we'll eventually get a Rolls Community Day, but until then, it hasn't happened yet. Who knows if it's going to happen, but Curlia is a cool Pokemon, obviously, to evolve into Gardevoir or Gallade if you use a Sinnoh Stone. You know, so Slowbro is kind of random, I guess, but it's pink. Magmar, again, I guess is like big. I don't know what's with Electrode. I feel like that's really random. Tier 1 raid bosses are actually really cool. PONYTA we just saw from the lunar event. Snubble obviously can be shiny. Shinx can be shiny as well. In fact, you have to either hatch Shinx or get it from raids. Love Disc, very nice. Obviously, you can get that yellow Love Disc. But the big one is Krabby. Krabby's a really cool shiny that's in Pokemon Go right now that is pretty elusive. It's definitely one of the rarer shinies just because it's so hard to find Krabby spawns unless you find a nest for it. So Shiny Krabby, definitely one of the top. So if you see a tier 1 raid, try to jump on it because you never know if you'll get that Shiny Krabby. That could be definitely really, really cool. So that's our raid shakeup. I covered the new shiny Pokemon. Obviously, we have Community Day coming up, so we'll have the Mamoswine Community Day is just around the corner. I'll probably touch on this a little bit more in a video, but I am going to be live streaming the Mamoswine Community Day, guys, which is going to be super cool. So for those who have never come to my live streams, you can go to twitch.tv/aDrive. I'll be streaming it during the event, which is going to be 2 o'clock Eastern Time to 5 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm doing PokeTuber Uber. My wife is actually going to be driving around. It's my birthday, actually, on Community Day, which is Saturday, so that's gonna be my birthday, so I'm really excited to do Swine Up with you guys. So we'll be driving around, my wife is driving, I will be playing, I'll be live streaming the entire thing. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And Mamoswine is gonna have Ancient Power as its Community Day move. Nothing special there, but in PvP it has some viability against Pokemon that are like flying and fire type, I guess, so like your Moltres and stuff of the world. But Mamoswine is one of the elite ice attackers in the game, so highly recommend if the time, you know, you have time during the Community Day, stock up on Mamoswine. It's going to be multiple boosts to Stardust, and there's going to be extra catch candy, so you'll be able to snag those. So lots of candy for Mamoswines. Should be able to get those. There's going to be extra Sinnoh Stones, possibility to get 10 Sinnoh Stones throughout the day. So just a lot of good stuff going on for this event, and just a lot of good Pokemon Go stuff going on in general. I'm really stoked about all the events that they've dropped. Last thing I haven't touched on is the new camera feature, the AR Plus, which is pretty cool. So you can actually take Pokemon in your storage and take pictures of them, which is something that I've always wanted because I've heard those nightmare stories of people who have gotten shiny Pokemon and then they go to switch to AR mode to take a cool picture of it, and then it despawns or something breaks or whatever, and then they never get the picture and they lose the shiny. So I never use AR mode because of that, and I don't want that to be me that happens to, but it seems like with this new AR kind of feature, you can capture pictures of Pokemon after the fact, which I think is super duper awesome, so props to that. But I think that was a really good feature. Lastly, I think the last thing I wanted to mention was Pokemon Go Pokestop submissions was added to Vietnam, so it continues to grow around the world. Like Argentina and a couple other countries are getting Pokestop submissions for level 40. So the hope is that that's going to eventually roll out to the United States and beyond. I'd really love to have Pokestop submissions where I live, that is for sure. But yeah, man, lots of great stuff in Pokemon Go. If you haven't picked it up in a while, I definitely recommend it. Do those Meltan boxes right now. You got a really good chance to get multiple Pineapps and just stack up on candy. Valentine's event, overall, I would give it like a 5 out of 10, man. It's not that exciting. I mean, the egg hatches are cool. I'm excited that the egg pool is expanded there with some new shinies, but a little bit bummed about the spawns. I think they could have easily said, okay, we're going to put something else shiny in the wild. Maybe something changes, and we haven't seen that yet. But yo, shouts to Jenny Craig for calling me while I'm doing this video. I lost 50 pounds so far because of Pokemon Go and Jenny Craig, so shouts to them. But anyway, yeah, so that's gonna be that, guys. That was a totally unplanned plug there. But that's funny. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy Valentine's Day, and good luck on your shiny hunts. Peace.